The transformation of the shadow mind is complete. Now it created a world where May is alive, the Gates plane. In this world, Shadow died. The descendant is the ruler, and we do not hear about the shadow mind or what happened to it. We will uncover the hidden, unspoken truth of the ending in this video. Every player must have had this question. Why? Why does he want the gates to open? Is the story just rushed out? Even the story doesn't do justice. Well, do not worry, because I am here to guide you into the story of Stranger. Inside the womb with the fusion, Shadow Mind was born out of the Dark Mind, the Gates of Shadows. May went to the Shadow World and back to protect the baby, hence the Dark Mind lived in its host's mind, Descendant, while the Shadow Mind resided within May. The child, which was both alive and dead, became a probability of existence in the void, a glitch in reality. The presence of Dark Mind is not mentioned in Neki's story. This is actually a plot hole. Remember that the Shadow Mind got a voice, a spiritual body manifestation only after awakening by the hero. Same way, the Dark Mind is slowly awakening at the end of story near the gates. This is why its presence has unspoken till date. Shadow Mind and Dark Mind share their core quirks, one of them being the ability to bring out one's deepest dark desires. The Dark Mind used his genius quirk to make the Descendant feel as his destiny is to bring the Shadow World, his world, here, and begin a new home as Titan's successor. The true intention for this is for it to open the gates. I will tell you why in this video. Now, many of the fans say the final boss becomes weaker every round, while Shadow did become stronger every round we fought him. This is true and has been intentional. You see, this is designed to show he gets weaker. Stranger never wanted to fight the Descendant in the ending. He even asked the hero to leave while he can. The hero replies as, "In your dreams." Stranger replies by saying, "I do not dream." This, along with his weakening, has a meaning in its own. Stranger perhaps have never rested in the transformation arc. He keeps moving forward to make sure every piece of his plan is going right. Given no sleep, he must be using shadow vials and constant drug injection to induce insomnia. This reason is why he gets weaker every round. He is seen in battle absorbing shadows from the gates to stay in the battle without falling. It's at the time of his dying period he realized he is not doing this for him, and in realization, he hugs his mother and leaves only ashes of him. The fight between hero and stranger is symbolic on multiple levels. On one hand, it represents their physical and emotional struggle for revenge and survival in the post-apocalyptic world. Both characters have suffered immense losses and are driven by their desire for retribution. The fight showcases the lengths they are willing to go to achieve their goals and the toll it takes on them. Furthermore, the battle between hero and descendant also explores themes of empathy, forgiveness, and the cycle of violence. Through their intense struggle, both characters experience moments of reflection and realization. It becomes a pivotal moment for Descendant as he confronts the consequences of his actions and has to decide whether to continue down the path of shadows or find a way to break free from it. Ultimately, the fight between hero and stranger serves as a dramatic climax that forces the players to question the morality of their actions and the cost of revenge. It highlights the complexity of human nature and the profound impact our choices can have on ourselves and others. The Gates plane gave Stranger a proper childhood, as the game says. May recalls a memory of her child's first words. He was in her lap playing with her. Shadow, the child's father, thought the child might have a speaking disability as he hasn't spoken a word so far. His son then crawls and looks near their garden and says, "Dragonfly." It was their child's first word. May got emotional at that moment with joy and happiness. May, his mother, stopped talking to Stranger in the Gates plane after he killed Shadow. If the childhood story is true, then why would the son kill the father? He has no reason to kill Shadow here. So why? The answer is that this world was created like all planes. As you recall, Iolanda tells Kitsune that Proximus was never her partner. In fact, they were fake memories created when their world was given birth by nature. So if this is true, then the Descendant never killed Shadow. The memory of killing Shadow and all the sins were installed into everyone in Gates' plane. The Descendant, for the first time in his eons, where he finally achieved a life, was met by the cruelty of this world. The world rejected him. His mother and his friends abandoned him. You can understand this message when you read the notes of Epilogue. The first experience he got after coming to existence was being framed by the world for all the sins he never did. That must have been painful and did not do justice to our antagonist. So after the ending, everyone had the question, where is our shadow mind? You never got an answer, not until you watched this video. You see, if you focus on Shadow Mind in the entire finale battle, you can see that Stranger releases him in the Shadow Mind's core world. It's a world inside of Shadow Mind as well as his place in the world. Shadow Mind blasts off from the sky regardless if you're the hero or the Descendant. He is enraged being used again and again. After all, the transformation arc was all about him and his evolution. He left without saying a word. Well, in that battle after Stranger released him, Shadow Mind stayed at the core after both the Descendants teleported to the Gates plane. What he did next would shock you. Remember Stranger saying to Shadow Mind that he could make a world where he can make his pawns fight, and he rejected saying, "I have no need for such a world." Well, this is exactly what Shadow Mind creates after the Shadow Fight 3 ended. He created the arena world, away from the Descendant, hero, and their madness. He made the tournament for a good reason. That is to acquire Catharsis the Shackle Destroyer. Theory 1. The ending isn't really an ending for me. There are a lot of theories. Let me tell one. If the hero can be resurrected as his soul belongs in the void, so can the antagonist Stranger, who may be alive in the void. Theory 2. So Stranger is the gates of shadows, and as he escaped to the void, he cannot be killed. Now he is the gates of shadows, Mnemosyne said. So the seals of the shadow demons, Lynx, Butcher, etc. Their sole purpose was the seal off the gates of shadows. If Stranger is the personification of the gates of shadows, then they can use their mystic seals to seal Stranger away. The one and only foul-proof method to stop him. Theory 3. We have not even heard of any of the demons in SF3 for quite a long time. So where have they been? Answer. The void. The Lynx in Grandma's song could be a copy for the theory to comply since he acts nothing like the original SF2 personality and strength. Now Stranger is in the void after ending. The demons are in the void. With the world destroyed, they all have now only one united purpose, to seal off the gates of shadows. That's what they did originally. They sealed the gates opened by Shadow and protected their seals from him. So to me it seems likely Stranger faced the demons in the void, and that's my version of the continuation of the main plot. Descendant shooted off to the past where he strikes his past self, Stranger, who appears to be reading a book in mid-air before crashing into him. Both if them fell right in front of the sphere and spotted off by ITU who was guarding the sphere. The Descendant does not speak. His stomach was penetrated by a cyber tonfa stick, which the past self, Stranger, had strikes during the collision. Caught up in the battle of the trio, the Descendant finally makes his way to the sphere after battling past them in his weak, half-existent state. He breaks the sphere, but there is no shadow mind in it. Instead, he found the World Slicer sword. He slashes the air and opens a portal to Shadow Mind's core world. He sets up a timeline diffuser, and before stepping into the portal, he asks his past self, "Do you want to know?" Stranger, who is stunned by everything that's happened by a powerful slant-hatted being that isn't recorded in any timeline, takes his weapon and steps into the portal with a leap of faith.
The Shadow Tournament begin. Welcome to the arena!
On the other side, Shadow Mind prepared an elite ambush to behead the two. Stranger took on the army and stalled for time while the Descendant went for the Shadow Mind. The Shadow Mind hid itself in broken mirror glasses and struck from behind at the Descendant. In an intense, tricky battle, the Descendant forced Shadow Mind to come at him at his ultimate evolved form. Descendant jumped off the highest roof and strikes him with the World Slicer. Upon defeat, the army was shaken. Shadow Mind summoned the Catharsis Relic and they had a talk. stranger thrusted the catharsis into the descendant. His shackles with the shadow mind was set free. Then again, another entity came through the descendant. His body began burning in black flames. His face became engulfed in darkness, and like a moving, burning corpse, it spoke with a menacing aura.